Welcome to Woodturning with Dick.
Woodturning with Dick.
Let me introduce you to Snakewood. I bought this some time ago. It's completely covered in wax. Look at that pattern in it. Absolutely stunning. It's not got a lot of usable wood in it for a wood turner, other than pen blanks, nice thick pens, because of all these marks in it. Now I can't actually tell you the reason for these chainsaw marks. Well, it appears to be chainsaw marks, and that, I presume, is the centre of the tree. But lovely weight to it, really heavy, dense stuff. I've had it for a couple of years since I bought it and had it shipped into the UK. I did buy a couple of these pieces and I trimmed up the other one. Let's get rid of that. I trimmed up the other one, so I've got a usable piece of wood. I've also got some Lignum Vitae. Lovely, so heavy, so dense. You saw the apple, brilliant, beautiful wood. And when the UV light gets on it, those greens that really come to life. This has been in very much in the shade, so you can't see a lot of the greens, etc. And there's some sapwood on the end here. That's going to look stunning on the edge of the bowl. Unfortunately, Lignum Vitae is prone to cracking as it's drying. You can see here, these lines, I've highlighted a crack that runs all the way down here. Unfortunately, it runs all the way through. Or fortunately, I mark up exactly where that crack runs. I can cut it out and fuse my piece of snakewood in. Now the pattern is most prevalent on the top, so I'll decide when I'll cut this all up exactly which way round I'm going to have it. It's going to be a small offcut, maybe a tiny little bowl out of snakewood, or I might just shove that into a fusion bowl in the future made up of lots of all the exotic woods that I use. Let's get that marked up for cutting. Put that through the bandsaw. There's a couple of other small ones here which I'm actually just going to fill with super glue like I did on the apple. There's a fair few tiny ones in the sapwood, some smaller ones here. I think I can get away with dust and super glue in those, but that one's a bit too prevalent through the middle there. I should be able to make at least one really good quality pen blank out of that top section there above the crack. I sanded all these, as you saw just now. Look at the colours in there. Look at that transition through there. I think I am going to insert a veneer. The question is, do I go dark like this section here of this lovely Brazilian rosewood? Do I put something in like this? Not that you're going to see any of that. I think what I'm going to go for is some teak. It'll differentiate between the two and won't look too light, like it's badly dried thick line of glue. It'll actually be a nice line of teak. Last thing I need to do is trim this down. Bob's your uncle. I'm using a drill chuck to mount this, which only requires an inch down into the piece. But a massive tip that I don't always follow myself and have made disastrous mistakes because of it, but is a massive tip for you if you're new to wood turning, and that is drill down to where your bowl is going to finish. Thus way, when you've got rid of the hole and the little spike from the wood drill, you know you're at maximum depth you want to be. Let's set this up. So at the moment, my drill comes down to here, which isn't anywhere near the bottom. Just going to bring my table up, allowing a bit of room for tidying up the bottom, the chuck grip, etc. Certainly when I get down to about that depth, I think I can cease with digging out the center of the bowl. It's going to be a fairly chunky bowl anyway. There you go, got my guide to how deep my bowl should be. Just shown that to the sander just to get that nice and flat. I am so looking forward to what the finished bowl is going to look like. That snakewood That's going to be lovely. That's in there lovely and tight. Not even going to need any extra screws in there. Got a tiny bit more to get off there. Look at this grain, it's lovely. Actually, the way the Lignum Vitae goes and then the way the Snakewood goes, yeah, kind of blends, kind of works. Want to get rid of this bit of rot or soft, whatever it is, that mark there. I also, which is helpful because I also want to taper that. See that line of white there? If that's at a steeper angle round towards the top of the bowl, then that angle will come up more evenly. Brilliant. But not to go too deep, I've got another 1/4 inch there because I don't want any of that showing on the top there. That would be quite nice. Right, that's good. Bit of a crack there to get salt out. A little bit of a crack there to sort out. And obviously I'm going to get my shape, which I think is going to be very simplistic. There's a lot going on with the wood. I don't want to put some fancy design, dips, burns, everything else in. It's busy enough as it is. You've got the teak, you've got the snakewood, you've got the lignum. That's going to green up. You've got the white. There's a lot going on there already. Around that a little bit more, I think. Just some nice natural cracks in the wood, not even big enough to put any dust in. So I'm going to get some super glue and just push it in as hard as I can with the glove on, stop it contaminating my skin. There's several. There's these ones here. On the opposite side, there's one going with the direction of the sandpaper, and just the other side of that as well. There's a small one in the Lignum Vitae there. Again, nothing, you can't even feel them, but they're still visible, and I'm going to push the super glue in. I've only sanded 80 grit at the moment just to make those cracks visible. I've got another one just running across the bottom of the bowl. Same principle. CA glue, push it in as hard as I can with my thumb. Just crack on. Oh, that snakewood is going to look lovely when it's all sanded and finished. Look at that. Let's get that Lignum Vitae too. I do just happen to have a bit of dust laying about. I will just rub it over anyway, in case any particles want to go in that little crack. Lovely. Let me do the rest. I'll come back to you when I've finished sanding. There you go. Sanded to 600 grit. Still some very minute sanding lines in here, but I'll get those out when I denib the sander sealer and then take it up to 1000 or more. First time I've used Snakewood. It is a beautiful wood, and about to see exactly, or a glimpse of what it's going to look like when I put the sander sealer on. So, there's that beautiful Lignum Vitae and the Snakewood. Look at that. Get that sander sealer right into the teak as well. A little veneer that I put in there. There's quite the shimmer in that Snakewood, look at that. Give that 15-20 minutes, fully dry and cure. Denib, then sand to a higher grit and turn it round. That'll have to do. So I think the plan will be to make a double U rim. I want to keep a nice fat rim on it to really keep the weight of the piece in it. So mimic the outside of the bowl with the inside. Nice fat rim, 2 U's. I had to sand down the outside of the bowl because I got a little bit of super glue on it. So I've just put some more sander sealer on that, and I'll refinish that when I refinish the inside and denib this sander sealer. But look, come up to lovely sharp points. It's lovely hard wood, so you can do that with hard wood as opposed to softer woods where it'd be too brittle to do it with. Oh, lovely. That'll do nicely. Cool, get that denibbed, waxed, and next you'll see it, it'll be with Lenore being gilded.